Doom. Killing demons is pretty cool, right? Who wouldn't want to go up to a demon, shoot it repeatedly, and then rip it apart? Currently, there's a long-standing question that's answered with all technology that's brought into the world. Can you run Doom on it? Well, Dusk is basically Doom, so surely some rule applies to Dusk. No, that's not a good opener. Every good channel has a Dusk review. It's true, actually, and these are the only two good channels on YouTube. The creator of Dusk also seems good, because he made this tweet, and chop goblins. I personally would like to be a good channel on YouTube. No, that's not right either. In 1915, a film was created that unfortunately rallied the most evil people in America. A Crazy Kitten Committee. Wait, actually, the Hoods are the only thing similar to the enemies in Dusk. The cult seems to be more inspired by Lovecraft. Additionally, H.P. Lovecraft, while considered the father of cosmic horror, creating some awesome works, he also... let's start the review a different way.
Intruder.
So, anyway, I started blasting. It's a boomershooter. You know what that means. We're shooting fiends like it's Christmas Day 1993 because my mom wouldn't buy me Doom at launch. Dusk starts with us getting a front row to our own execution. Afterwards, we then proceed to execute everyone at the house, and then make the immediate decision to execute everyone in the surrounding area to make our escape. There's 3 chapters, or areas, in Dusk, and they're all awesome. The foothills consist of us running through and gunning down cultists at their compound. We got our execution chamber, where we slash our way out and then gun down everyone in the vicinity. Following that, we've got a little farm where we just chill out, deal with evil scarecrows, the usual. I was more on edge here than I needed to be. But we're gonna skip around a bit, because I don't want to spoil everything, actually. But there's quite a few mines with these creepy women that remind me I shouldn't mine at night. We get to hit the town. My personal favorite part of hitting the town in Dusk is opening this gate and getting to check out this absolute chaos before losing my mind and deciding to join in. The point is there's a lot of variety even in the first chapter alone that really makes Dusk feel like a full $70 experience TM for the cost of $20. And that's not even counting the rest of the game, since we happen to run into a top secret bunker that unleashes a flaming fire-breathing horse out of nowhere. The point is Dusk has a lot of variety, not just visually, but with the different settings and level design, since we have Cult Compound, Military Zone, and Unholy Evil Hell World. We're also gifted with levels being distinct. For example, we have the Escher Labs, which is called Escher because that's the name of the guy who made this painting. And the labs are very much just like this painting. It's a fun area, minus the boss, until I figured out you can just do this, and then the boss fight is kinda, maybe a little too easy. If the labs aren't creative enough for you, how about the Brimstone Ghetto in Hell? Yeah, that's actually what it's called. It's like the ghetto, but in hell. The variety extends to gameplay for the better in almost every way, minus the level where you fall across the map repeatedly. This is literally like the only level in the game I think I just genuinely dislike. What I'm trying to get across is that despite looking like a game where all you do is boomer and shoot, you get to creatively boomer shoot across the entire game. The level design elevates what would be a very repetitive experience into something much more, which I think is one of the standout reasons you should play Dusk. Like, you can hop around this cathedral and shoot everyone, but once that tornado comes, you're left wondering, oh my god, what on earth do I do? But wait, what about shooting? How is the actual shooting in the boomer shooter? Well, we probably should talk about the weapons. So, look at all these weapons. Okay, yeah, let's go in order. So, apparently there's a cigar. I never once used this. I don't even know if this is in the game. I didn't check. But yeah, there is a cigar, maybe not. Let's start with Old Reliable. We're in the middle of nowhere, America. not a small socialist country neighboring the Soviet Union, Czechoslovakia, after an unspecified disaster in 1986. They are literally two sickles. You can reflect projectiles if you're good at the game, Ocarina of Time style. Other than that, I got literally nothing. I like how they're very farmer-centric given the nature of the first area. And I also like that there's very clearly a cult connection somewhere in there. Wait, what? Pistols! Do you like Hitman Absolution? Well, it's nothing like that. It's realistically your first weapon, and it's standard to every shooter. It gets the job done, it shoots people, and it's not the pistol from the Doom remakes, so you know it meets the standard. Maybe unlike Hitman Absolution, but Hitman Absolution let you do this.
Looks like I'm just gonna have to use the old Hitman senses here to kill everybody! Oh!
Shotguns. It's not a boomer shooter without a boomstick. They've got a tight spread. You can dual wield them, and realistically, this is your best friend throughout the game. It remains relevant because of its range, speed, and precision literally through the entire playthrough. Nah, who needs shotguns actually, when you can have the super shotgun? It's like the regular shotgun, except it takes double the ammo, worse accuracy, and the firepower to reduce enemies into the result of cheese being loaded into a shotgun.
Firing in 3, 2, 1.
The assault rifle stands out with being one of my favorite weapons in the game, even though I personally hold a mild grudge with it, since I felt like in the entire playthrough we just kept running out of ammo for it. I guess it's because it really was my favorite because I kept shooting it. Don't blame me for not doing the secret levels too. I'm not observant like that. The assault rifle functions exactly how you think it would. You aim and shoot, and it works and feels good. Better aiming than another game I know of. Okay, seriously, if you think I'm going to take valuable time out of my day to watch some nerd tell me that unless my clown shoes are tight enough, I'm gonna miss all my shots, why would I watch Your Aim Sucks give me 9 minutes of your life? Instead, I could just boot up Old Reliable and go to town. And who needs aim anyway? Well, actually I do, specifically for probably the best gun in the game, the hunting rifle. I'm the type of guy who loves using rifles in story RPGs, especially in Fallout. This video isn't about Fallout, but it came to mind, and I think there's probably a few Fallout-esque situations in Dusk. The hunting rifle scratches that itch. It's stylish, it's effective, and most importantly, it hits really, really hard. And if there's one lesson of Dusk you should take away, is that shooting people with the hunting rifle is its own reward. Green bolts, magic in me. Every time I touch this crossbow, I feel more bold. You won't get that reference unless you're from 15 years ago. You want to talk about magic? Let's talk about how you can hop infinitely with this thing. Like, unironically, you can literally do this. Unfortunately, I'm not balling, so you guys gotta settle for watching this guy be balling. Now, does magic break the confines of the Dusk universe? I know what you may be thinking after watching gameplay of Dusk with how extremely realistic the game is. What about the hyper-realism that Dusk creates, such as enemies dying instantly to soap? What about the hyper-realism of New Blood games, such as Faith, and Secret Agent Wizard Boy and the International Crime Syndicate? Yes, that's a real game you can buy. I forgot the point I was trying to make, but the crossbow is efficient, and I like how you can do silly things. Whoa, heavy weapon territory, which means I got heavy criticism. We've got the mortar. I hate the mortar. If hate was written on every part of my body, that'd probably be a little too much, because this thing did carry me through one of the final chapters of the game. But man, I suck with this thing, and I think it's ugly. I think it's hideous. It's literally just a pipe from the scariest game ever made that I can't talk about yet because the video isn't done. Point is, the mortar is ugly. And while yes, it does work, I personally don't find it very fun to use, but it has gotten me out of trouble more often than I would like. It's fine, it's alright, it's a Porsche 928. Okay, last gun, and then we can go back to talking about the actual things we do with the guns. The Riveter is a rocket launcher. I don't know, I really don't have any complaints, but there's just some sort of sauce missing from it.
I mean, it's alright, like...
If this weapon was a burger, I'd be like, man, I don't love this, but the food at Subway isn't safe for human consumption, so it's better than that. So my final take on the weapons, They let you hit the stage, go insane, then jump into that crowd. They're all tools that fill a specific niche in combat, and because of that, I really admire them. Now, Dusk enthusiasts may say, I didn't cover one. That's true, and to that I say, go buy the game and play it. It's a cool find, and you'll find yourself far more enthused upon finding it than watching a video of a guy talking about it, which could apply to Dusk itself. So please, play Dusk after you watch the video and put it in the algorithm, because Nyarthlotep knows I need a win. Please, I do not want to pivot to being another it's over guy. Okay, wait, what's Dusk about again? Wait, we're taking a journey into my mind to see if I got demons all the time? There's an actual level for that? Wait, there's also a level for Dante's Inferno Ice Hell? Wait, this is peak. Despite all my rage, I'm a rat fighting a giant lizard in a labyrinth in a cage, and this fight fucking... Okay, enough hinting at things that I won't expand on. Let's talk about the enemy design of Dusk. You guys know I'm a big fan of enemy design because I too am an enemy. Look at these cultists. They all have a very clear art direction, and they're scary and easy to spot, and some of them are eldritch abominations. And for some reason, just looking at them gives me an itchy trigger finger. Now, what are they based on? Who do they worship? Well, I can tell you that the immediate comparisons I get are to a very crazy kitten committee, for sure. But wait, in this poem by Lovecraft, which totally is related to the game, you'll just have to trust me because I don't want to spoil it, you can see that there are actually totally hooded forms on these cultists. So maybe this is the connection they're based on. Or maybe, just maybe, if you play, they're based on the Capriotes. Wait, but that was also taken by the crazy kitten committee, which may or may not have taken Lovecraft? No, that can't be right. But then again, Lovecraft named his cat. Okay, this is dangerous territory. Let's get a little safer with what we're talking about. Who here likes the military? Mr. Beast does. Guy Fieri does. Wait, crud, is Mr. Beast controversial? Wait, why is the military part of Dusk sending me to hell? I didn't even talk about the military yet. I promise I won't talk about how they're using e-girls to bait people into joining. I promise I won't talk about these videos on screen talking about the military and some shady dealings they've been up to.
All your friends are dead.
I'll only talk about how most likely in Dusk they've been infiltrated by demons and cultists to murder you, and also harvesting hell energy or something evil maybe? I don't know, I'm no video essay guy. Maybe it's just a Dr. Samuel Hayden-esque villainy sort of deal? You know, military taking hell energy for good? God, dude, I'm trying my best. You play the fucking game and review it then.
All your strength, all that rage, and you couldn't save this world from itself.
The actual logistics of fighting the military is where the game starts the beginning of its transformative enemies with level design. Not to say the level design isn't transformative in the first third of the game, I just view the second third as being where they really expand on everything and they really start to get creative with it. While they're introduced in the first third of the game, specifically the military soldiers and the scientists, they don't really have level design that complements their abilities until this second third, where it gets much harder. You're going from hillbillies with chainsaws, mages spamming that move you bounce back to Ganondorf, scarecrows with shotguns, to a sudden escalation of coordinated fire. They've got the basic soldiers who, you know, have the health of a literal slug, but they've got numbers and they got the half-life drip. They've got these giant armored guys who I hate with a passion, and I'm getting PTSD just looking at them. And these scientists who exist solely to get shot to boost my ego, except when they actually hit me and deal an insane amount of damage. These characters are a very nice contrast to the cultist, visually and also mechanically, as they make up for a lot of weaknesses the enemies from Chapter 1 have. It's a nice compliment, even though the granary might be one of the most sinister difficulty spikes introduced to my poor, weak boomer shooter skills. Wait, we've barely talked about some of the enemies in Chapter 1s and 2. Wait, isn't this game about eldritch demons? Oh, yeah, great, fantastic. This is a little less than ideal, because a lot of them are actually kind of scary, especially when you're in the hell area. And they're so creepy, one of them got invited to Airdorf's horror game. You know, the one where you exorcise literal demons? They either add a fear factor, such as one of the enemies just straight up being invisible until you hit them, or you know, the cart dog just killing you, paying you back for that possum you ran over 2 years ago. And sometimes they're just nice enemy compliments for variety, like those stupid yaks, or rams, or whatever they are from Chapter 1. They fill horror roles, and if they're not filling horror roles, they're filling a gameplay role, and come on, man, they can't keep sending these dudes at me. I'm getting overwhelmed. That's another role they fill. And I mean that as a compliment. Man, am I time traveling or am I just babbling? What am I even talking about? You know, I think you should buy Dusk. I know that because I'm pretty sure I said it earlier. The level design constantly evolves the game and how you play it, along with giving some kick-ass scenery. Sound design is great. Shooting is fun. I'd much rather play this than the old Doom games. So Dave accomplished what he was trying to do with creating a game that paid homage to the fantastic boomer shooters of the 90s. He successfully evolved Doom in the modern age. But what does the modern age think? Arena shooter over party? Boomer shooters gone? Oh man, this video is 2 years old. I don't even know if I can really use this as an example. But I don't see Dusk popping off on Twitch, or my Twitter for that matter. Okay, let's quit dodging the subjects and let's talk about Dusk for real. You can play in HD mode completely for free. Look at all this free stuff you get with the game. I don't even know what to do with most of this stuff, but I think it's cool that I got it for free with the game. You don't need to watch this video to understand Dusk is well worth the $20. And it also goes on sale, so, you know, that's nice. Dusk is the 12-foot Home Depot skeleton with LCD eyes of the future. You'll see it sometimes and go, that's awesome, I should get one. And then you probably won't, because you think, what could I do with a 12-foot Home Depot skeleton with LCD eyes? Well, I can tell you that Dusk certainly has more uses than that skeleton. And it also serves as the perfect boomer shooter gold standard to compare all others that follow it. It created a trend and stands alone as the skeleton that all boomer shooters should follow. The enemy design is fantastic, the guns are cool, the multiplayer is fun, and you didn't hear this from me, but there's a fight in the game that's actually just a 1v1 multiplayer fight, so you can still scratch that itch even if you don't have Wi-Fi. How you downloaded the game without Wi-Fi isn't my problem. I don't need to know. You do you. And, goodbye.